Welcome, beautiful souls, to Raven's Mystical Creatures. I'm so grateful you're here in the sacred space tonight. We're diving deep into one of the most powerful and the most painful dynamics many light workers and healers and empaths face, the empath and the narcissist. This isn't just about relationships, this is about energy, the kind of spiritual warfare that tests your heart, your boundaries, and your sense of self. So tonight, my co-host is back again
Hello.
and Curbside Tramp. So welcome, Todd. How are you tonight on this
I'm doing great.
fabulous
How are you
Saturday
doing,
night?
Raven?
I'm doing great. I'm
That's
doing great.
perfect.
Thank you.
That's perfect. I'm glad. Hello, everyone. Yes, this one is real. We've all had that one person that leaves us drained, right? Feeling drained, like just they just can't give us back what they take from us, right? So it's not just in your head; it's energy. Some people, they just suck all your light. They just take everything from you, right? Right. So uh, you don't have to submit to that. You just it's not their own. They're stealing from you. So let's figure out a way and let's work on keeping your light, keeping your energy, cutting the ties, right? Right, Raven? We'll cut that. There's
Absolutely.
no more. No, as an empath, we're just a beacon. So the narcissists come towards us like little vampires, want to suck our energy, right? So
Absolutely. Exactly. Empaths often is seeing, we see right the soul behind the mask. And that's beautiful. It is a very beautiful thing, my loves. But also sometimes that compassion becomes what? A trap. So tonight we're really going to dive deep in and talk about how to survive that dynamic without losing your light. We'll touch on everything from spiritual bypassing, spiritual egotism, to also practical energy work, grounding, transmuting, and shielding your own magnetic field.
that's right. Yes, because it isn't just love and light. Sometimes it's way more than that. It's protecting your peace, your means, right? So it's okay to cut them off, tell them to go away. You got to protect yourself. You don't cut the cords, you're stuck in a circle, aren't you? You're stuck in the same, going around the same mountain all the time. Cut the cord, go up over the middle, and leave them behind. So not every healing moment feels good. Sometimes it hurts a little bit, but you have to go through it. You need to leave them behind. Um,
That part.
it's painful, but you got to do it.
It's very painful, but not just that. You know what? It's also, you're not stuck and keep repeating those same cycles. That's why.
Right.
Because if you don't, you're just going to become this doormat. And I know it could be from family to coworkers to uh, children to, aunts, uncles, like I said, even your partners, and not even realizing those type of things. But it's just, we need to be real in this realistic world that there's
Right.
narcissistic types. We all have narcissistic traits. We all have that. And it's true. And we need to wake it up. We need to talk about it. We need to keep it real about it. And not every healing moment needs to feel so good, right? And sometimes
Right.
growth, it does feel like fire. That's just so the beautiful say about it, right? So if we
Hmm.
just call back our energy, we take that pause and we take that reset, right? And we take that deep breath, just hold in silence for a bit.
Right. Let's get into it. The empath and the narcissist, the spiritual survival guide. Right.
Exactly. Let's get into it. We're going to call back our energy into our heart anchor. We're going to anchor it deep down into the earth and open our mind to a whole new understanding about it. Realize you are safe, we are sovereign, and our energy is sacred, right?
That's right. Reminder,
Exactly.
surviving this kind of dynamic isn't about winning and proving your point. It's about your peace, peace of mind, peace of soul, your space, peace in your space. Sometimes walking away, setting boundaries, you know, or saying no more. It's your highest form of self love.
That
So
part. Oh my God, absolutely. Right. Empaths and light workers and sensitives, because, our compassion is very, very sacred, beloveds. It really is. but it was ever meant to be currency, right? Because
Right.
our compassion is our currency. Our energy is our currency. It's very sacred. It's very valuable. It's priceless, quite honestly. And we need to treasure that, right? And when narcissistic and we have narcissistics comes to us and they just act like, I just like to say Nancy negatives or Rudy reds. That's how I'm going to put it, right? Because it's just the energy. And it is because we don't know how, what a bad day, what their upbringing is. And there's all types of layers to it.
That's right.
So, therefore, when we feel nice or we are nice and just being us, it's going to draw them to us. So they think they can manipulate. We need to wake up about, talking about how manipulative they can be. What was some of your experience that really, Todd, for you? What is one of the moments that really stood out to you when you had to deal with, a narcissistic situation? How did you handle it?
What is a experience before I learned any better?
Yes.
Okay. So I've had a relationship 30, 40 years ago. I don't know. I'm dating myself a long time ago. Okay. I had children, had a very narcissistic partner. And the things I experienced were gaslighting, trying to brainwash me, making everything my problem when it wasn't. I started to believe I was the problem. When you start to pull away and you get your freedom, they pull you right back in. It's a vicious cycle. Feed off your energy, make you the bad guy constantly over and over until you don't feel like you have a soul anymore. You can't break free. You're drained. You're empty.
Mm-hmm.
And that's exactly how I felt. I'm not going to sit on here and tell you the things they did because it's going to be too much personal into my life. But it gets to the point when you get out of bed in the morning and you just cringe like you're walking on eggshells because you don't know what's going to happen next. You don't know if you're going to come home and, your house is still going to be there. It might have burned down because I had it that bad. It's crazy what a narcissist will do to keep control of you. What about you, Raven?
I can really resonate with that because it is really crazy what they can do. And a lot of it is sometimes, most of the times too, it's about chemical imbalance.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of it can be bipolarism. And I don't want to go into any labels or, mental health and things like that, because that's not what this podcast is really about. But it does tie into narcissistic ways and tendencies and things like that. Yes, but also too, it's a lot of anger issues and things. Absolutely, with some of the closest people that I've ever had in my biological familia, literally, on both sides, both genders, on so many different things, on so many different traumas, on so many different manipulating ways, to lying, cheating, stealing, backstabbing, lie, all of those things, manipulating so many ways where I literally, physically, emotionally, and all of those things traumatized me tremendously. Right? Because I'm just being me, seeing the better of their whole essence. Right. And seeing that they could have used better judgment, but they chose not to. And why didn't they have self-discipline things? Well, okay, I had to learn those things, but I also had to learn to have my boundaries and say no. No matter how much it affected my health. I had near-death experiences due because of that. Literally, because I was not protecting my empathic ways or my field or any of those things, and really putting my boundaries and saying, no, fuck off. No, fuck you. No. Those things, whether I hurt their feelings or not, because it's like, if I say this, I'm never going to see them again. But I needed to care about myself more. And not sit there and say, oh, it's okay if I'm a doormat. Just come to me. Come to me for free too. And answer all of your questions, right? And just think I'm going to pour into you and pour into you, or my cup is empty now. What am I supposed to do with that? Right? Well, that's not on them. That's on me, because I didn't have those boundaries. I wasn't speaking up. It's like I had a voice, but I wasn't speaking it out to say no more. You cannot cross this line no more. And this is exactly how it is. I have to be that way, especially now more than ever. But yes, just in so many different aspects of my life, but also with coworkers, especially in the spiritual community as well, with spiritual bypassing, spiritual egotism, spiritual projecting, spiritual
Right.
cycles and things, well, this love and light, and
Mhm.
oh, these are my boundaries, these are my boundaries. Oh, but if you speak about yours, oh, yeah, they just
Right.
don't have time for that. It's like, oh, for real. And it's like absolutely started being like a cult-like mentality, very egotism. It wasn't about being a group, being
Right.
loving, and literally supporting you through all of it, and
Mhm.
thinking that, oh, here's all my problems, but you don't have them, or screw your problems, and dump it, pump and dump, just dump,
Mhm.
dump, 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 dump.
And
No, no, ma'am, no, sir. That is not even, I do not, that's not in alignment with me.
right.
And it's so low vibrational. And yes, as being an empath, or just being human and having your boundaries and that self love and self respect for you and others, and mirroring
Right.
that out, right? You vibe higher, and it's a higher frequency, and it's all energy. You know how to transmute it and just alchemize that. But learn that from those are learning and stepping stones to realize, how did this teach me? What did I learn from this in this time? And it'll be in another person, but it'll be that same energy that will come when
Sure.
you're actually
Sure.
going and doing your thing and rolling out your stuff. Here comes another distraction that the enemy will send you.
That
What are you going to do about that? But that is like live situations. That is reality. That is
mhm.
just what the enemy does. And we got to talk about that, right? But I'm so glad that we did even bring this up in these discussions. So what else would you like to share with the audience, that how have you
Well,
grounded?
Raven, before you go any farther, I have to tell you that all resonates with me so much. And let me tell you, what you just said was spot on. I didn't think of it when you asked me. I was friends with someone, a female, that would dump,
Mhm.
dump, dump, dump on me. But you always listen, people. If you want to know if you're around if you excuse me, if you want to know if you're around a narcissist, well, there's little
Mhm.
tests you can do, because when you want to share, if you're supposed to be friends or a couple, and they always tell you their problems, and you're always trying to help them, and when you have a problem and you start and there's no teamwork, that's a
Mm.
red flag, man. They're going to suck you dry and leave you empty. That just resonated with me. Thank you.
You're
What
so
was the
welcome.
question again? I'm sorry.
You're fine. You're fine. I was just going to ask you, what is like the spiritual techniques that you use, or like your spiritual hygiene? How do you practice? What do you do to practice your boundaries, or shield yourself, ground yourself, and just, like, no, I'm not taking this no more. I'm
Right.
sorry. This is the way you feel, but how do you address it? How do you express it?
Well, I'll tell you how I ground daily. But I just go outside and I just get some sunlight, breathe with no one around me, a little me time, you know, just relax and just let the sun, whatever you have around you, butterflies, the birds, just admire it all. Because a lot of us go through life and don't think nothing of any of that. Learn to admire what's around you. Take in that energy and relax. When you get a little hot, get some Palo Santo. Just ground yourself, okay? And I'm going to go to another side of me that Raven knows, but you haven't heard it yet. So if you got somebody that keeps coming at you and you want to set your boundaries, and you politely tell them, don't don't, it's your space, you're in my space, bringing negative energy, and they still don't go around, and you just go, fuck you, get the fuck out of my life, just like that. Okay, you got to grow a set. Fucking stick your empaths. You're all soft, right? No, we don't have to be. We can be fucking warriors. You know what happens when you come at us and come at us and come at us and hurt us and hurt us? We become a dark empath. You know what that is? When you bring in the negative energy, mirror, mirror, motherfucker. Because then we're warriors. Doesn't mean we're bad. Just we ain't taking their shit no more. So if you're a narcissist out there, we're going to educate some people about who you are. Comprende?
Woo, yeah, that's waking it up, isn't it not? Right? But it's also being this too, knowing that you are safe, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're sovereign. My energy is my own. Our boundaries are sacred, and we are free. Just
Yes.
like you said, just what you said, straight up. And I love the way you said it. And if that's too raw and real, but hey, that's what these podcasts are all about. It's all
Right.
about being raw and real and, not being scripted too. Right.
And
So, and it's also about feeling that and also taking our power back. Right.
right.
And it's like some things are just best left not even said or even addressed.
Mhm.
And everybody, you have those red flags, and when those red flags, you remove yourself from the situation. And I know that's not easy. It's not so easy. It depends on the situation too, especially
Right.
when it's like close family that you're
Right.
literally living underneath the same roof. But that's when you really got to have them boundaries and take that time out, like you said. Like I take drives or literally take those road trips and take that reset and just say, hey, no, turn your phones off, all electronics, like I
Right.
have done too in between
Right.
clients and, sessions, lives, podcasts, and things, everything else, right? It's been it's been nonstop, quite
Right.
honestly, right?
And
Oh, I
Raven,
love this.
you don't have to, like I was raw. Okay. I'm referring to like, guys coming at guys, but I'm not talking about
Yeah.
right. But let me tell you what, the best way to get rid of a narcissist, and they keep coming back for more. They want to love bomb you and all that. But the best way to start getting rid of a narcissist is to take all their power away. All their power. They try to upset you, be indifferent. Take their power away, they go nuts because they just suck that power. So if you don't give them any, they try to ruin your day. Be indifferent, go about your day and be happy. Drive them nuts. And eventually they're going to find somewhere else to get their energy from. It won't be you. Unfortunately, it will be someone else, though.
That part, right? Welcome,
Well,
Grandma. I'm so glad you're here. I
hi,
hope you're
Grandma.
having a great Saturday night, Grandma. Love you so, so much. But yes, I so agree with you, Todd. You have given so many powerful points, but not just to mention, like straight up and direct. And that's just the way a lot of people in
Right,
our lot of viewers like to hear it. No sugarcoating it either. So, and it's a lot of woo woo and little foo foo
mm-hmm.
out there, right? I'm
Yeah.
just saying because there is, and
But
they like to sugarcoat it and say, "Oh, it's okay, it's okay." No, it's not, because
no,
how does that really make you feel? Like how, and
yeah,
also too, when you're checking in with yourself, your body automatic reacts to that, does it not?
right,
Your nervous
right.
system does. So that
Yeah,
automatically tells you this is not the right situation. This is not the right energy because I'm feeling something that I really need to remove myself from, because you can
right.
literally get physically ill from that.
Sure. I mean, how many times have you started out having a great day and some fool narcissist, whether it's your boyfriend, girlfriend, aunt, uncle, anybody, comes at you and this triggers, when you're an empath, you're sensitive, says something to you that really you're bothered about, but you're trying to go get it past or anything like that. And all of a sudden your great morning turns into 24 hours of shit because you let it bother you. So that's part of taking their power, taking their energy away, taking it back. That's hard to do. I understand that. I mean, I had that for a good part of my life. That really is the trick. You can't let them ruin your day, ruin your life. And sad to say, some of them really will ruin your life. You got to fight, man. You got to find your strength.
Exactly that part. And it's all about inner strength and inner will, because it can be so mentally, emotionally. See, those are the type of things. It can be so mentally, verbally, emotionally, very traumatizing, but it's also that is abuse. It's
Right,
abuse. And sometimes, most of the time, um, narcissistics also have very much traumatizing, they have very much traumatized childhoods and things, and that's all
right,
they know. They feel that that's the power, that they have all this power, and they feel that they can manipulate any type of situation just to make it, better for them. But they'll go right back into the repeated cycles and even promise
sure.
and say, I'm sorry, forgive me, I'll never do this again. And then,
Mhm.
it could be like not even a sentence later, they're right back into it. Just depends
Right.
how There's levels of narcissistic though,
Sure.
and narcissism too
some
as well.
there's some narcissists that need to be in prison.
That part,
Right.
right?
That makes that really hits home and makes me sad because I've known people that I got them out of my life, but they're still doing the same thing. They're straight up bad narcissists. You know, they abuse their wife, their children, and you know, I bet you, I can guarantee this is going to hit them with somebody out there. But how many times have you heard, "I'm really sorry, I won't never do that again," because they hit you?
Right.
That's BS. It's the biggest lie a narcissist always tells. "I'm sorry," and then here comes the roses and the gaslight. I mean, the love bombing, and yeah, makes me sad.
It's very discouraging, is it not, Todd? I feel the
Yes.
same, and I can really resonate with it too. It really is, because there is a lot of gaslighting with those type of
Mhm.
situations,
Right.
right? And like I said, it's a lot of manipulation,
Right.
and where they can make us as empaths and highly sensitive beings to
Hmm.
feel bad for them.
Right.
Feel
Right.
so bad. They're like, oh my God, what can I do? And we feel, as being highly sensitive, that we feel it's our job
To
to
fix
do
them.
that,
Sorry.
to fix them, to right, be that fixer to heal them. But
Right.
we know that, and we learn.
Right.
Hopefully, well, I know I have in many, many moons and steps, and where I am in my age today, right? That no, it wasn't even our jobs to do so.
No,
Right.
it's not.
It wasn't. It was just a stepping stone too for us, as well as a mirror
Right.
reflection, to see how much are we going to be a doormat? How much are we going to really take it? How much are we really, we don't have to really absorb all this energy. It's not for us to do so, but it's so hard for us
What we do.
when we feel people, places, things,
Yeah.
animals, all this technology and things like that. It's so overwhelming in so many different ways. And it's so hard when you don't have that support to reach out to somebody to
Right.
talk about. Do you
Right.
know it can be so depressing too as well? I've had
Right.
those moments too. Haven't you, Todd?
Yes, I've made my little circle of friends, to almost non-existing, because they just, you get to the point where you just don't trust anyone anymore. And what resonated came back to me when you're talking, Raven. I know of a young
Mhm.
lady that had a very abusive husband. And when he would abuse her, when it was over, he always would go to the store and get the grocery store flowers, right?
Mhm.
And, bring her roses. And here she is with a black eye. Really love her, right? Give her roses on every single time. Well, she finally broke free from that. She got some help, broke free.
Mhm.
She met a really nice man. They got married. She goes into a cycle of, oh no, abuse, 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 when he buys her flowers,
Oh,
because
bless
she's
her heart.
damaged. She's working through it, but the first time he brought her home flowers, she was scared. And it just hit me. I just remembered that. And I really hope that she's okay now. But yeah, that's what narcissists leave behind. Destruction. So
They can in so many ways, and it also can leave empaths feeling so devastated. So
yeah.
devastated. Sometimes they don't feel like, they didn't do enough or wasn't there enough. Or if something, because sometimes, it could even go to where the narcissist, will even go into the extremes to say that they're going to unalive themselves. They do that. That's very
I was
much
gonna
of a
say
red
that.
flag for them. And I've heard that so many times. And it's like, whoa, you just got to really, that's so many sensitive cases. And you really got to, woo, and like the nearest and dearest people too, that you would never think that, wow, they're going to go to that extreme just because I said I'm not going to tolerate this anymore, or whatever
Right.
that is, right? And it is no joking matter whatsoever, and I no
No.
lightly at all. It's just I've been through it so many times, and you're right, my circle too as
Mhm.
well is very, very small. So it has to be, because just about people show you who they are.
That's
Quite
right.
honestly, they literally show you who they are through their actions. Like, are they really going to be there when it's all said and done? really truly because that's what they want for you, but you want that in return, 9 out of 10
Nope.
times, no, not so much.
And I'll be vulnerable with Raven, everyone who is watching. About 14 months ago, I got mad when I woke up because I was that empath beat down to nothing. I was the one that gave all I could, and when I needed somebody to give back, there wasn't no one around, and I didn't want to wake up anymore. I wasn't going to unalive myself, but I was willing to not be here anymore. So I didn't come out of the house for almost a year. I'd go do some things and stop playing my music, which is a cycle I've already been through. Wake up, get something to eat, go right back to bed and sleep. That was my escape because I don't drink, don't do drugs, but I sleep. And I had a little place in my head where I'd go, and I've been doing it since I've been a child. I just leave. I live my life in silence. So that's where we need to get the strength, like I just mentioned a little bit ago, to say,
Right.
F you. Yes, ma'am.
No more.
No
Right.
more, no more. No more. And I can go on for an hour now that I'm really into this, and I'm thinking, it's like, no. I was a musician all my life. I was told I sucked as a child from my stepfather. Got with a woman, told me I sucked. My guitar sat under my bed for 7 years. Now it's like I'm doing the best I can. I know I'm actually, honestly, check out my music because I'm pretty damn good. And I'm coming
That
out.
part.
So I put it away, and I'm going to be writing a lot of music, and hopefully a lot of healing music. I have literally 32 songs coming out within the next 12 or 14 months. I got them all in my head, and I'm just going to be me. So, yeah. And anybody out there that needs to talk to anyone, I'm here for you. Hit me up on my YouTube, Callahan's Productions. Don't ever feel like you're alone, because you're not.
That part, right? Same. All the links are in our bios, literally, but also to literally link below too as well. So, with all of that, my loves, let's take a moment to take a deep breath, everyone, literally, and let all the energy we just stirred up tonight simply settle into our hearts. Because if this conversation literally has brought up some emotions for you, it's simply okay. Because literally, we're literally transmuting this, right? And what once was our pain, we're literally turning this into wisdom, and we literally are reclaiming our light. That's what part of all this process is. And I also want to literally pull from the spirit animal deck too, as well, from Colette Baron Reed, because they're really speaking tonight. They want to come out tonight and speak. And it's also about surviving any kind of dynamic, right? And it isn't about winning or proving a point either. That part, right? It's really all about peace. It's about how much we really love our peace, honor our peace, respect our peace, and how much our peace is very vital and very sacred. And no amount of money can buy it. Right, Todd?
That's right. And while you're shuffling your deck, may I blow the horn here on Raven? If you guys need any advice, check out our bio, book a reading. Because to tell you what, she just did one on me, and I was speechless. I was speechless. So just do yourself a favor. There's a lot of hocus pocus fakies out there. Raven knows what she's doing. She'll take care of you. That's what I got to say about that.
Thank you. I appreciate you so much. Okay, my loves. Let's see what the angels have too, because you know what? These beautiful sacred animals, they are angels. Without them, woo, so much love, right? Unconditional love, quite honestly. Oh wow, I love this. Okay, we got the spider. Right. And here we are talking about these things. And I just love this. It's the number 56, but it's also about the 5 is about life changes. And it's like Leo spirit too, as well. It's the 5th house in Leo, but we got 6. But spider is about making our dreams come true. But it's also the hands of fate. Grandmother spider, mother cosmic spider with the cosmic webs, because we are the web weavers. We literally are, my loves. Not to mention, what else did we get? We got the horse spirit. Freedom is what? Ours. We are very free spirited, right? We are. That's why we're like, we also being empaths and light workers and things as well, and just being shamanic and healers and Reiki masters, right? We feel, we know, and we feel our way through, and we see so much, and we just see everybody's light and their true essence, and that's what we truly want them to see too as well. And it's nothing personal. It's just learning experiences and lessons. And literally, we got the groundhog spirit. So, what is it? This is Scorpio season, is it not? We just had this new moon in Libra that was literally at the 28 degrees. We have like that, we're in the shadow of Mercury, fixing to go into retrograde too, as well. We have a lot of planetary things going on, and not to mention the Schumann resonance is a spike. But it's time to let go. It's time to release. It's time to let go what no longer serves you, what no longer resonates with you. Diving deep and dark to the darkest depths of the underworld right now, because this is all about Hades, and it's literally Scorpio's Mars and Pluto ruled. So it's about taking those actions too. But I'm telling you also, in a few weeks, in November, it's going to be really intense, and people are going to be flying off the charts with their anger. Okay. So there's going to be some more narcissists. So it was really a good time, and I felt very channeled. Me and Todd both felt very channeled,
Yes.
literally, to bring up this topic, because it literally is. It's going to be at rampant speeds. And just want you to practice your own discernment. Always trust in your intuition too, as well, and trust in this great mystery, as the well spirit and our ancestors is upon us and literally with us as every time. It is so sacred, right? So literally just trust in the great mystery of life, because life is the beautiful great mystery, and we are the mystery that we are literally searching for. Is there anything else that you would like to say, Todd, before we wrap this beautiful podcast up?
I would like to say, if there's any questions, or if you'd like to hear us talk about more of things, maybe something that happened to you in life, send us messages. Should we continue? If you want to hear more on this subject, leave us messages, ask us questions, and we'll come back and do it again. I really think that would be a great thing. Just don't be shy. If you want to send direct messages, you can do that. But comment on this video and just about anything. We can come back and do it again. We have a lot more we can talk about. We barely touched it tonight. There's a lot. So
there's so many more.
Sorry. With that said, I want to thank you for watching. And I want to thank Raven for having me here. And I wish you all the best.
That part. They just thank you, Todd. Just thank you for being you. Absolutely. And literally, sometimes walking away, right? We are setting our boundaries, and we're saying literally no more. And that is the literally the highest form of self-love. And we do have so many other more topics to wake up to as well. And also, I wanted to talk about our upcoming Halloween paranormal bash. Todd, do you want to announce that too as well?
Oh, you do so well, though. Halloween, Raven Mystic Live on TikTok at 10 Central Standard Time. We're going to have a little party. We're going to go over ghost apps, ghost things like that. People are going to come out and tell their stories. Their house that has a ghost in them. We're going to do music. Raven's going to pull cards. She's going to do readings. It's going to be fun. So, and you don't even have to dress up if you don't want. But if you do, we can pull you up live and you can show off your costume. And we're going to be dressed up. I don't know what I'm going to be yet, but I'll figure out something. So, yeah, I would love to see you there. Play some guitar, just have a great time. Just because we're grown-ups don't mean we have to be grown up, does it?
That part. We're going to bring and express our inner child and just make it, just have fun and just enjoy the vibe and just literally meet and greet and literally have a Halloween costume too as well. And just, just wake up this ghost paranormal, what is real, what is not, and hear people's ghost stories from all across the world. It is just so much fun. So please, Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and stay tuned for our next mystical dive deep here on Raven's Mystical Creatures. And always, always remember this, my love. Stay grounded, stay protected, and remember, your light doesn't need to prove itself. Just let it shine.
That's right.
So,
Don't forget.
blessing, right?
Don't forget. I like candy corns. Some people don't, but you bring me some. I like popcorn candy corns. Okay, so I'll be waiting for my bag.
Want everybody to have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, my loves, and blessings and protection and peace. And goodbye for next
Bye.
time. Goodbye for now, everybody.
Goodbye.